Hello everyone, welcome to our wedding website. We're excited about our upcoming wedding and sharing our day with all of you. Please take a moment to view the site and learn some details about the wedding.
So in the effort to tell our story, we decided to do something a little bit different. We wanted to make a video. And instead of just writing out our story, we decided to ask a couple of close friends and family members to post a couple of questions to us that you would like for us to answer in an effort to get to know us a little bit better. So I have the questions right here, and so I'm going to ask the questions, and then Jeremy and I are going to answer them together. Question number one, how did you meet?
We met online.
Yeah, Jeremy and I met online through a dating website called blacksingles.com, which is no secret. Everybody knows how we actually met. But what you guys don't know is that I reached out to Jeremy because Jeremy came up in my search results several different times. And each time I ignored his profile based off his profile picture. Because in this particular picture, he had an afro, he was hot, he was sweaty.
I was at the beach, yes.
He just looked annoyed, so I kept passing him over. And after going on several dates that obviously did not work out, I decided to click on his profile and was like, oh, okay, he's kind of cute. So I sent him a wink, and then that's how we started to correspond.
Yeah.
Okay. Where was your first date?
At a church.
We met at my home church at the time, Fountain of Praise. That was our first date. After speaking back and forth for probably like 3 or 4 weeks before we actually saw each other in person.
Yeah.
Okay. What was your first impression of your fiance?
I thought she was short, but cute. Extremely cute when I saw her.
Cute.
Yes.
Not beautiful, but cute.
We're at church. I can't go past cute at church. So.
Alright, so my first impression of Jeremy was that he was adorable. He was adorable. He just had this look of innocence on his face. Yeah. I thought it was adorable. Okay. Number 4. Tell us your proposal story.
Oh wow, I guess that's my. All right. Well, our proposal story. Things did not go as I planned originally. I originally planned this big, hoopla on my birthday. I was going to do a big extravaganza at this fancy restaurant and just go all out. But that didn't go as planned. On Thanksgiving of that same year, Keisha came to my parents' house, and that day was just something magical about that day. It was like she was just blended in with the family. It's like she wasn't an outsider. She was part of the family. She was talking like that, hey Pops, I'm like, really? And for some reason that just stood out to me, and something special about that Thanksgiving. So when we went home, I proposed to her that afternoon because I couldn't wait until her birthday to give it to her. So, that was it.
It was sweet. And no, I don't remember anything that you said.
Yeah, she was hysterical.
All I know is I just said yes. Okay. Number 5. Seeing that so many couples live together prior to marriage these days, how has your relationship been either strained or enhanced by living separately? So, I guess I answered that.
Yes.
I think that our relationship has been enhanced living separately. With a previous boyfriend, I lived with him for like 5 years. I didn't have a bad experience or anything like that. It's just that when I left the relationship, I decided I wasn't going to do that anymore. If you know Jeremy, you know Jeremy's a preacher's kid. So shacking up was just not even an option. So coming to a relationship, we was already in agreement that we never wanted to live together prior to marriage. Now, for all of you who may not know, Jeremy lives an hour outside of Houston. So not only are we not living together, but we
have a long distance relationship.
Right. We technically have a long distance relationship. So in the beginning, since the beginning, we've always made an effort to see each other every weekend. Jeremy's the type of person that he has to talk to me every single day, even if it's just for 2 or 3 minutes to be like, hey, how you doing? How was your day? He's the type of person that he has to speak to me every single day. And we always made it an effort to see each other every other weekend. I would come to, Lake Jackson. He'll come to Houston. and so forth. So living separately and living an hour away just kind of made us more anxious to see each other on the weekends. So we put forth more of an effort to see each other,
Yes.
and it just kind of gave us something to look forward to. So I think it enhanced our relationship in that respect. Now, as our relationship progressed over the years, you know, the distance and living apart, you know,
Where came from?
Yeah, just a little bit. Like, you know, just with girl things that your man wants to help you with, like, you know, my battery going dead and I'm stranded at the gas station or something. You know, I'll call Jeremy while I'm waiting on AAA, and he'd be so upset and frustrated because he lives, you know, an hour away, and he can't just, you know, drop and leave work and come and be late for work 3 hours at a time. So things like that, it started to get a little bit irritated, but we still didn't want to live together, so we chose to just to stick it out or whatever. So so I guess it
had its moments.
It had its moments, but in my opinion, I wouldn't have it any other way. If we would do it again, would you live together, or would you still live separately?
Live separately.
Yeah, I agree. Next question. What was your parents' honest initial reaction when meeting your fiance, and how does this compare to their feelings today?
My parents liked Keisha in the beginning. They thought she was very, very lovable. They really liked her in the beginning. They liked her then, they love her now. There was never any type of negativity or anything of that nature. You know, it was always positive.
Yeah. My parents too. My parents, you know, they love Jeremy. My dad, initial reaction, you know, he liked Jeremy. My mom, she freaking loves Jeremy. Every time I talk to her is, my handsome son-in-law this, my handsome son-in-law that. I mean, I had to remind her who she gave birth to. I'm just saying. Yeah.
I love me some Ma Smith. So.
Question number 7. Any specific religious traditions or family traditions you plan to incorporate in your marriage?
Church. Church is something that's been big in my life. My dad, he's a preacher, not a pastor, but a preacher, and church has always been something he's focused on for me to keep in my family, because, you know, as long as you keep God in your relationship, you know, you have a great relationship. So right now we're looking for a church home, and that's something I want to keep in our marriage.
And a family tradition, we plan to, as a family, Jeremy and I, is to always have dinner together. Sit down at the kitchen table, no cell phone, no TVs, no iPads, anything like that. Just us eating, having dinner, talking, you know, about how our day was and things like that. Because that was important. That's important for me, that we do that. Growing up, me and my sisters and brothers, we all sat at the kitchen table when it was time to eat. That's what we did, and that's what I want us to do. And for the most part, we do that now. Yeah, when Jeremy is in Houston and I cook dinner and we sit down at the kitchen table, and, you know, I sit there, gotta look at him, look at me, look at the food, because it's veganized and he don't like it. But that's okay.
I need meat.
Any other traditions for even more in bed?
Yeah, exactly. Once again, it all falls down with my dad. When I was in high school, before my dad left for work, he said a quick prayer before we all went our separate ways. And I always thought that was something neat. That's something that I've started in our relationship. Before Keisha goes out to work, we say a quick prayer, you know, to bless the day and go off our separate ways. So that's something I want to keep going.
Next question. How do you and your partner plan to resolve conflicts or disagreements in your marriage?
Talk. Not to fester on the fight. It's a moment that you gotta get past yourself, get past the anger, and just talk, you know, because trouble don't last always. You know, gotta, you know, just talk to one another and get over the issue.
Right. Communication is key. I mean, I know that may sound cliche, but everybody knows that, and we're working on that.
Yes.
Especially me, because I tend to get a little loud.
Just
name something that irks you about your fiance. Okay, let me tell you what irks me about Jeremy. I'm glad you asked this question. When Jeremy comes to Houston, you know, he has his overnight bag and things like that. And, you know, he has his bag on his shoulder, his shoes in his hand or whatever. Jeremy will walk through my front door, through the living room to the kitchen, and will put his shoes on my kitchen table. Babe, can you get your shoes off my kitchen table? Oh, babe, I'm sorry. Take the shoes from the table to the counter.
They're off the table.
But I'm just saying, though, babe. The kitchen table, really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for me, it's how she sleeps. She is terrible sleeper. It's like when she gets in the bed, she suddenly becomes a greater than a less than sign. She's a V in the bed, and it is, my God, she gains like 20 pounds of dead weight, and it's like a wrestling match.
What was the one thing that showed you your spouse was the one?
Keisha's 35th birthday. For all of you that don't remember, don't know, Keisha went to Paris for her 35th birthday, and like a guy, your girlfriend's going out of town, so it's time to partay. You're trying to, you know, do your thing, you know, let the play and you come out, see if you still got it. But when Keisha left out of town, man, it wasn't the same. Like, I couldn't breathe right. I couldn't, you know, it was sad. I didn't even go out. I was constantly thinking about her. And suddenly I came to an epiphany that I love this girl. It's something I can't live without. This isolation, because I couldn't talk to her. I couldn't call her. You know, it was like complete communication silence. And that killed me. And that's when I realized that, yeah, I gotta lock her down. Yeah, so she's never gonna be without me again. So that's when I realized that she's my baby, and I'm gonna keep her by my side. So.
How did I know Jeremy was the one? Let me see. I knew Jeremy was the one way early in the relationship. If Jeremy would tell you how I knew that he was the one, he would say because of his Bible thumping skills. And yes, my baby know the books of the Bible, but that's not the only. but that's not the only reason.
Okay.
I knew Jeremy was the one because Jeremy, unlike previous boyfriends, was the only boyfriend that would say, you know, Keisha, let me take on your burdens. Put your world on my shoulders. Let me carry your world. Let me carry your burdens for you. Let me be your Superman. And in the beginning, I would be like, okay, you know, I got this. I can handle this or whatever. Because, you know, I've been doing it for so long. But, you know, he would constantly drill that in my head. And he was just really sincere about it. And, you know, when I finally let my guards down and let him, you know, be that Superman that I needed, you know, it was, yeah, I just knew that, yeah, he was definitely, he was the one. Do you plan to have kids?
Well, that's a question that we're just leaving to fate. There's no deadline that we plan to have kids by. Like by 2017, need to have 1.3 kids or anything of that nature.
Yeah.
If we do have kids, we're blessed. If we don't, we're blessed. We're just going to leaving that to whatever God's will is.
Last question. If you were to be stranded on an island together, what would be the first thing you would do? Blame Jeremy because it's his fault that we stranded on the island in the first place.
Not the pilot.
I'm just saying.
Okay. For me, I'll be calling on the Lord. Lord Jesus, oh, help me, Lord. Oh, Jesus, I don't want to be here, Lord. Someone send me. I'm going to go to church Sunday, Lord. I promise you, Jesus.
So those are all the questions that we have. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you to our friends and our family who submitted these questions. We actually had more questions. We just, you know, only answered 12. And the questions were
a little unique.
Yeah. They were very interesting.
Yes.
But we thank you nonetheless. If you want to know just a little bit more about us, please click on the tab that says Meet My Fiance. And we'll see you on our wedding day.
All right. Bye.